My name is Stephen Haynes. I'm the founder and CEO of Business Acumen Institute. And today I'm going to speak with you about the Business Acumen Canvas. But first, a little bit about Business Acumen Institute. We are a global training and advisory services firm. We focus on building business acumen excellence for emerging leaders and managers around the world. And as you can see here, there are some books that I've written as resources: the Business Acumen Handbook, How to Create a Business Case, and How to Create a Winning Strategy. Now, I start most of my workshops with this quote: "The whole is more than the sum of its parts." And I'm going to ask you to think about this and process what this means as we talk through the Business Acumen Canvas. So, the first thing we need to figure out is, what is business acumen? If you ask 20 people what business acumen is, you'll probably get 20 different answers. So I'm going to share with you a definition that we have created through decades of research and benchmarking to help understand really what separates really well-run companies from others and high-performing emerging leaders and managers. Here's the definition. Business acumen is a portfolio of skills, behaviors, and capabilities needed to support an organization in the achievement of its financial and strategic goals. Let's think about this for a second. Think about what a portfolio is. A portfolio is a collection of assets. And as people and as business people and leaders, we develop this portfolio of assets throughout our career. We don't just start out with a blank slate, but we certainly improve our experience over time. Capabilities, the kinds of things that we bring to bear, our knowledge and our skills and our experiences, so that we can help support our organization so it can achieve its strategic goals. So, what do we need to do to build business acumen? There are three big pillars. To build business acumen, the first pillar has to do with the fact that we must understand the company's business model. How do we make money? But not only how do we make money, how do our competitors make money, and how does the ecosystem of business all hang together? And that gives us a standpoint to visualize and see the big picture and see how things come together so that we can associate a bunch of different data elements and connect the dots, and all the while bringing people along for the ride. That is leadership. So let's think about what this canvas represents. Think about what an artist does before they start a work. An artist starts with a blank canvas because they have an idea. Well, if we're going to build business acumen, we've got to start with a blank canvas. Now, the first thing I want you to think about is what happens when, figuratively or literally, when you're going into your office or your place of work. You are usually in an outside world, you are looking around, but sometimes when we come into the office, wherever that is, we tend to put our heads down and we focus on our work. Maybe that work is associated with the function that we work in or some role that we're playing inside of our company. But the starting point of building business acumen is to build business acumen from the outside in. That means we have to have an external perspective. Who are the segments that are attractive to our company? Who are the customers within those segments? Who are the competitors that we're up against? And what is going on within the sectors or the industries in which we operate? We also understand the business model, the value we project, the way in which customers buy our products through our channels, and even our global footprint. This provides us with a market first value delivery context so that we can put things into the proper perspective. Outside in is first. But what do we do with outside in? We have to think about these things. And that means we have to build our mindset. And you see here on the screen, a mindset is a mental lens through which we see and interpret the world. It's how we, as humans, categorize and make sense of a vast amount of data or information. So if we think about this, let's think about the first point within mindset, and that is thinking strategically. How many times have you heard your leaders say, "I need you to think more strategically"? Well, what does it mean? Well, first, we can't think strategically in a vacuum. We have to have people around us who know things. We know certain things. So we have to have relationships we build inside the company, outside the company. We have to figure out what is it we need to do to help a company deliver its results or being outcome driven. We need to know when to take action and why. We need to know when to assume responsibility and how, so that we can build the credibility necessary to influence people who may not work for us. So, all of these two dimensions, external and mindset, have to contribute toward building core capabilities. This is the heart of business acumen, right? If you see here, capabilities encompass the learned and experiential know how and skill needed to get work done, and they can and should be developed and improved over time. So, what are these capabilities? There are 8 of them: leading teams and influencing people, using processes to get jobs done, managing projects to achieve goals, understanding the company's products, understanding finance and financial analysis, formulating goals and strategies, analyzing data, solving problems, and making decisions, and ultimately assessing business performance. This is the complete picture of the Business Acumen Canvas. This is what builds the heart of the Business Acumen Workshop. There are these 8 core modules that are capability builders, but they're done in a sequence. We start out with people because people are critical, right? We have to develop those relationships. Process is how we get done. How? Through people. And we do projects which are spun off from processes so that ultimately we can develop and build products that people want to buy. But without that context, then we have to figure out, well, what about the numbers? Every decision has a financial context. So we need to understand how the numbers work, how basics of accounting and finance. And then we take all of that so we can formulate our goals and strategies and then figure out how are things going? Where are the gaps? Where are the variances? How do we solve those problems and make optimal decisions so that we don't waste the company's time and money? And ultimately, how do we assess business performance? That's the context. So, without further ado, here are some resources for you. Go and get the canvas. You can use the bit link here or the QR code. You can get the books, go to Amazon and pick them up. Here's the QR code. But I hope you will reach out to us. Perhaps you'll want to do a training class with us one of these days. But I hope that this is helpful so that you can change your perspectives, so you can change your paradigms. I'm Stephen Haynes for Business Acumen Institute.